Communication is nothing unusual for us. We're doing it on a daily basis with basically everyone and everything around us. Mostly it happens through word, gesture, and facial expression. But even though sometimes we do not intend to communicate, we're still doing it. The keyword for that is energy, because we as energetic beings, we always exchange energy and therefore information with our surroundings, if we want it or not. But that kind of interaction, typically for humans, is subject to many limitations and prerequisites. For instance, mutual awareness and willingness. Further, we need to reach a common channel for communication with somebody else. Because if we're communicating from different channels, we have more misunderstandings and struggles than an actual conversation. And for that reason, we have the means like word and the way how we say something to concretize the channel we're in, and to further make ourselves more understandable. By the way, that is the problem with irony for so many. Maintaining a serious face while doing a joke can lead to heavy misinterpretations. Since your counterpart, if you don't know each other very well, isn't able to tell spontaneously from which channel you're operating from. And therefore, if the basic intention isn't clarified any further, we have the initial stage of a conflict, which is a simple misunderstanding. Now we have talked a lot about human communication and its issues and difficulties. But with awareness and spirituality in mind, we have a higher view on that, so that we see something like a higher communication of some sort. Now imagine for yourself the following picture. We have two parties, human A and human B. Both are communicating with the normal, simple means, like word, gesture, and facial expression. But now imagine some sort of third party, a higher consciousness, a higher dimension. And when we compare our level with the higher level, what is the difference then? How do we communicate? Do we have also some kind of language? Normally we have a language in order to communicate, but the communication with the universe is rarely word-bound. And without words, we don't have a language, right? So how is it possible to exchange information when there is no proper language? Well, instead words. We can interact with those higher dimensions, with those higher realms, by using music, emotions and feelings, and also thoughts. Now the universe is multilingual in that aspect, so that it is capable of understanding anything, as well as positive and negative. And especially that is crucial for the law of attraction, so keep that in mind. The question is only, which universal or cosmic language are you able to speak? And when there is no existing vocabulary, how is it possible to learn such a language? We can answer that in one word: intuition. And awareness is the catalyst for that. So according to my experience, in the awakening process you also learn how to get access to your faculty of intuition, as your system is adjusting more and more to a higher perspective. Whereas your sense of logic has run the show until then, it is from now on, step by step, being replaced by your sense of intuition. Yes, logic is the normal way to evaluate situations, people and things. But believe it or not, having a functioning sense of intuition also helps tremendously. When you have consolidated your intuition as a trustworthy medium, you will from now on not only be able to interpret the signs of the universe, but you will also be able to communicate with humans, and that on a whole another level. The point at which you can trust your intuitive powers, or the point at which you can You can interpret energy on a reliable scale. You will have absolute clarity. You will be able to tell any lie, because energy never lies. Whereas words can be disguised, the energy aligned with it will always give you the certainty. But it helps not only in those interhumane situations, because when you're able to communicate with the universe, you can truly become a master. However, if you're not able yet to do that, know that you're amazing nevertheless. Well-higher dimensions, as the name tells you, stand for a higher, brighter, more fulfilling and more exhilarating state of being. And as you connect with all that, just wait and see how tremendously and formidably your life is about to shift. For now, I will add a little section for the ways the universe expresses itself, according to my experience. So first of all, we have the quite simple means, like repeating numbers and symbols, and as I've mentioned in a previous video, the repeating animals. I said easy or simple methods, because most of their messages are already translated into our language. I mean, look at all those websites online. I'm not saying you should trust any website you stumble across. I'm just saying that you should always let your intuition have a second glance at it. Because only when there's a certain resonance in something you see, something you hear, only then you can be sure that it has some sort of higher relevance for you personally. And once again, I'm referring to intuitive resonance and not logical resonance. It should really speak to your heart and not only to your mind, because after all, your heart is sending out truth, whereas your brain is receiving lies. Not only, but you get my point. By the way, resonance. The next way of communication is music. I've spoken about that comprehensively in the last video, but to put it short. Music simply is a system of all core ingredients of universal communication combined, so that you can refer to it as an autarkic language. Last but not least, we have situations. Now the situations you get are a simple mirror to yourself, a mirror to the energy you radiate. And that is another fact for the law of attraction. You see, even the universal laws are indicted in the affiliated language. Situations, however, are quite multi-layered and therefore very confusing sometimes. For instance, you have to look at the people, the plot and the outcome of a situation in order to get a conclusion. So you need to be very comfortable with your intuitive skills, since you have to look at every side of it. Instead, you can use situations as an indicator whether it has occurred a successful communication between you and the universe. The formula is, if you experience happy and fulfilling, pleasant situations, then you and the universe are in a harmonious understanding. However, if not, then you have to look closer. Maybe the energy you radiate is the problem, which leads to some sort of interdimensional misunderstanding, if you want to say so. In that case, you just need to adjust your attitude, your thoughts, and your actions in order to resemble your basic intention. Anyways, there are so many ways the universe can speak through, and only because it has been numbers, symbols, and animals in my case, does not mean that it will be for you as well. So be open to the messages you receive from the universe and look close enough. And as a result, it won't be that hard to figure all that out, as the gateway between you and the universe is being opened more and more, and with that the connection to brighter and more pleasant situations. My friends, stay strong, stay true to yourself, and listen to the truth told by your heart. I thank you for watching, and until next time.